And welcome to Off the Tee. My name is Chris Exusion. You can find me at Chris Ebom, and you can find Off the Tee on Twitter as well at OTT Matchups. And today, Genesis Invitational we're having this week. Big tournament, big purse. All the stars are playing in for the most part. It's going to be at the Riviera Country Club, par 71, 7,322 yards, and it's going to be on PUA greens. Some key stats I feel like is very important for this tournament. Strokes gained around the green, strokes gained putting. We all know putting is important, but it's going to be especially important here. Driving distance and scrambling. Along with driving the ball real well here, you're going to also have to really scramble real well here too, because you're going to need to be able to chip yourself really well onto these greens that are sloping. So it's going to make it really difficult here. If you want to dig deeper into a stat that I found as well, that's going to be important here. Approach shots are usually within 150 to 175 yards here. So you can always look up golfers in this kind of range to see who hits that well during in these spaces for the most part. And that could also help you as well moving forward. This is a very tough course, but there are gettable par 4s and 5s here if you can drive the ball far. Accuracy isn't necessarily the most important thing here because the rough isn't really that high, but distance will help you here for the most part. It's not the be-all, end-all, but it definitely will help. The cut last year in general was +2, so we should not be assuming we're going to be seeing some big scoring here. This is one of the toughest courses on the PGA for the most part. It's ranked 10th, I believe, and it's gonna be a tough course. Adam Scott won it last year on a really big putt, and you're gonna have to play really well here. Not only is it a tough course, but all the big players are playing this for the most part. So without further ado, let's get into the bets here. Leader after first round. Everyone knows this is my favorite bet. This is the free roll bet, if you will, the lottery ticket, the one that will either, you lose a little bit or you get yourself covered for the entire week. Either way, it's a great sweat on Thursday, and I absolutely love it. The first golfer I want to talk about is Mackenzie Hughes at 100 to 1. He's ranked fourth in strokes gained around the green and putting, and ranked 8th at putting as well for strokes gained putting. I know he's had a bad course history here, but he thrives in these two categories that should fare well at this event. So I think at 101, you have to take a flyer with this because he's very good around the green and his putting has been solid. And that's not something that's just been good in one tournament. It's been good throughout his career for the most part. And I feel like this could really benefit him, especially for a first round leader. The next golfer I want to talk about is Siwoo Kim. He is 80 to 1. He's one of the top guys on tour when it comes to strokes gained around the green. Very good at scrambling on tour. He won the AMX already this year, so he's already won a tournament under his belt. And he's missed his last 2 out of his last 3 cuts. It's not because of the first bad day. He's always had a pretty solid first day. He pretty much rises and fires on the first day. It usually might be because he has that really bad second day, but the first day is usually a strong day for him. So at 80 to 1, I think he's also a real good golfer to take at this point. Tony Finau. If you don't know, I do like Tony Finau a lot. He's one of my favorite golfers on tour. He's a guy that, he does it all right. He hits the ball off the tee really well. He drives it real far. He's good with his irons. He's really good around the green, and he's also a great putter. His only issue has been he has not been able to finish on these tournaments. Like I said, strokes gained off the tee, fantastic. He's known for starting off real hot in tournaments. And as long as his around the green game is solid, I think he should definitely contend for first round leader. And finally, I like Carlos Ortiz at 66 to 1. I have him ranked 4th in strokes gained total in this field for the Genesis for first round based on his last 2 first rounds here at this tournament. So pretty much what I'm telling you is he's had really good scores in his 2 rounds that he's played here. They're particularly the first round. So I think he's been playing really well this year. His putter's been great. His around the green game has been good. He's been in really good form, and I like him here. And he's also second in the field in averaging eagles as well. So if he's playing really well and he's able to take advantage of these par 5s, and making these eagles, that'll definitely help him get to the top of the leaderboard. Now I'm going to be moving on to the top 40 now. I'm going with the guy that I picked for first round leader, Siwoo Kim. Pretty much buying low on Siwoo over here. Getting great value on a guy who ranks first in the entire field in strokes gained around the green. And now you're getting him at plus money since he got cut at Pebble Beach. no problem. I like the value here. I think he should be able to make the cut, and I feel like he hang around at least top 40 here. Top 30, I also talked about him as well as a leader for first round, Carlos Ortiz. He's been playing fantastic. His worst finish at this event has been 26th of the times he's played here. Besides that, he's been in great form and in the top 30 in his last 4 out of 5 events. So you're getting a great golfer that in his last 5 events has finished in the top 30. And then while he's had great success here at Genesis, he's just been really good. He's been 26. He hasn't finished worse than 26 here. And over at the Riviera, course history is important, and I feel like top 30, he has no problem doing that as well. And even top 20 might have a good shot as well. And speaking of going into top 20, I have 3 golfers that I want to target here this week. The first one is not a name that I usually put for my bets, but you know what? He's shown me a lot these couple of weeks, and it's Jordan Spieth. I'm riding the hot hand here when it comes down to it. I am a little worried about his driver. I know he's not accurate. I know he doesn't drive it that far, which could be a big catalyst, well, a big problem, if you will, to his game. But you know what? He's been really good around the green, and he's been putting really well, too. He's been feeling really good for the most part. Very confident. His last tournament events, I'm going to check out right now. I know they've actually been really good. He's actually finished 3rd and 4th his last 2 events. So he's been playing really well. He's starting to make me a little bit of a believer. Even though this isn't the best course for him, at plus 164, I still really like him here because I just feel like his confidence is through the roof, and I think top 20 should be no problem for him here. Cameron Davis, plus 350. He only played here once. He got cut. Doesn't really concern me that much. He finished 14th at Pebble and 3rd at the American Express. He has a very long driver, which can lead the Eagles in birdies on this course, and he's ranked 8th in the field in birdie average, so I like that. So that could hopefully project him to get into that top 20. And finally, for plus 225, Abraham Answer. He's one of the best scramblers in the field. Just something I noticed with him that, you know, when he plays in these kind of big fields with all the big names and everything, he's not a guy that shies away from like rising to the top. He's done really well in some tournaments where these golfers have, the fields have been great, and he's shown he can play with the big boys, and his putter's been consistently good, and his scrambling's been amazing. So those are 2 key factors to him doing really well here, and at plus 225, I really like him here. Now moving on to top 10 here, I have 2 top 10s, Tony Finau, plus 200, and Victor Hovland, plus 335. Tony Finau, he's been amazing all year, pretty much being overshadowed because he hasn't been able to win that event this year, or in a long time since the Puerto Rico Open, honestly. He's had it better than a top 10 his last 3 out of 4 events, and he's had a second a year before. His game translates to this course, and I expect him to contend at the end of the day. Would it shock me if he won this tournament? Probably not. I just can't back him for a win. But he has all the skills here to play really well here with his driver and his irons and his putter. So I like him here plus 200 and definitely to contend on Sunday. And Victor Hovland, a guy that actually broke the Puerto Rico curse. He won this year. I love what he does off the tee. He drives the ball very far. He's very accurate, which is good. It's a good combination of both. He last played at the Farmers tournament, which was a very difficult tournament playing. He finished 2nd, had a really good showing. He's taken the last 2 couple tournaments off. Now he's playing this big tournament, the Genesis Invitational. And while his around the green game has sucked at times, it has improved as the season has went along. So it's something he has been working on. And I expect him to make big strides this year. He could be a guy that wins a major this year, whether I believe he could win the Open this year. That would be my prediction. I already put in a future on him, 80-1 to win the Open this year, so we'll see if that cashes in later on. But overall, I love what Hovland's doing with the irons and driving the ball and everything else. Even his putter hasn't been too bad. That's still kind of a part that hasn't been that real good with him per se, but the round green game might not even come in too much of a factor anyway if he's just getting GIRs left and right. So Hovland at plus 335, I like him here. And finally, I like 2 golfers to win this tournament. There's a lot of stars in this field, and I feel like it's going to be a big name that's going to win this tournament. While these guys are kind of lower odds, I still feel like these are the guys that are going to win. They just fit the models the best, I feel like, for this kind of tournament. First, I'm going to go into Jon Rahm. He's 12-1 to win. Rahm has showed us from time and time again, when these big star-studded fields, just like Answer, are out there, he does rise to the occasion. He wins these big tournaments. He's the best scrambler in this field. Great driver, third in the field, strokes gained total, strokes gained tee to green, and he's been real solid around the greens as well. He has not won yet this year, which has been shocking, being that good. I know there's been a change with his clubs and everything. He's no longer with TaylorMade anymore. He's with Callaway. But I would not be shocked if this is his first win here. He's finished 17th and 9th here, so I expect really good things from him. Real good shot of winning this. And finally, Xander Schauffele, 16-1. Nobody has been more productive than him without a win than Xander. He has finished 5th, 2nd, and 2nd this year. He's been so close to winning and has not been able to close it this year. He's an amazing ball striker, great off the tee. He does it all. And he's an incredible putter on top of that. There's really no weak points to his game. I do not want to miss out on him if he wins this tournament. I would not be shocked if he wins this tournament. I don't care that he hasn't won recently. I don't want to miss out on this. I think he does everything correct. And if his putter's hot, which I think it can be for this tournament, and his irons have been fantastic with his approach shots, I love Xander here for plus 1,600. So the two guys I really like are Jon Rahm, 12-1 to win, and Xander Schauffele, 16-1 to win. Well, that'll be it for today for the Genesis Invitational. It's going to be an amazing tournament. I cannot wait. Tons of great players. It's going to be a difficult course, not a lot of high scores. But overall, I think it's going to be incredible to watch. It's going to have a major feel to it, and I cannot wait. You can find me at Chris Ebom on Twitter, or you can find me at OTT Matchups on Twitter. And remember to like, subscribe, and tell everybody about pretty much Off the Tee. This is, I'm trying to get this out for the people, and I'm real excited about this. I hope you liked it. Comment as well, and let's go win that money.